It's time for the Steve and Kyle podcast. With Kyle.
I just need your help on two things. The bed.
Sure.
And the countertop.
What would I rather help you with? This or the bed? I think I choose the bullet.
Oh, okay. So you're going to commit suicide.
And Steve.
We're a step away from having her just like come down here and hey, say stupid things about your husband. Is that where we are?
He smells.
Yeah, and then we'll have a sounder. Zippy zaps for Annette's insults towards Steve.
Annette's sick burns.
Live on tape from APS 3 point whatever, it's the Steve and Kyle podcast.
Thank you, Melissa.
Melissa
Vaughn. What do you got?
When making that intro, we still have the Melissa Vaughn imaging that says APS 3 point whatever.
Oh, no. So what are we going to have to pay? Like another $40 or something to get her to recut it?
Message the lovely Brit herself on Fiverr for the privilege to say 4.
Just that.
I mean,
just that. Just
that's it. I mean,
4.
That's what we need, right? I mean,
yeah.
4.0, I guess. I mean,
we'll piece it. No. Just 4. Just 4. We'll piece it together.
Is it worth it? Because obviously there's going to be a word minimum, or however many lines she'll do to have her say 4 as a British woman with an Australian accent.
Is it worth it? No, absolutely not.
Okay.
But I mean, was putting up a billboard in Van Wert, Ohio worth it? No.
Yeah.
But we paid $550 to have that done.
Yeah. We are a podcast of value. That is one thing a lot of people say about us.
Absolutely.
We find the value where we need to. And as can be seen by the wise investments we've made and decisions, that fully furnished APS 2.0 that was used for upwards of 30 episodes. The clock is now ticking on APS 4.0.
I know. I think this is officially like our 5th episode in here, maybe 4th. But it's this one will go down in history as being the first one that we've recorded separately while in this new studio.
Yeah, well, I got to tell you, it looks real nice behind you.
It's a banner day here at the Steve and Kyle podcast.
I'm staring at Cliffy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm staring at the Pod Coney.
Yep, Pod Coney right there.
I see the cheer sign.
Sure, we got a couple dreidels here.
Of course, as we enter into the religious realm for the next decade's worth of podcast awards.
Yep. Yeah.
But yeah, we are separate, and we will get into it, Steve. But let us go no further without me telling you, congratulations.
Oh, thank you. Can't be said enough.
300.
300. That is it. Today's the big one. 300.
What a way to celebrate.
I know. Seriously. Like, could this is there anything that's any more this podcast than like such a milestone like the 300th episode? Now I know for people who do podcasts on a daily basis, 300, no big deal. You get there pretty quickly, but we've been pounding these out for once a week for the last 5 years. So we finally made it.
Where would you guess though? Because 300 for a weekly podcast. How many weekly podcasts have made 300? And I'm not. Yeah,
that is a number.
I mean, our interruptions can be numbered on one hand, right?
Yeah,
not just one hand, two fingers.
Yeah, one finger, 2 fingers.
So we've been consistent outside of a 6-week gap, and then I think it was 2 6-week gaps.
Yeah. Now, that first one was after, what did we do, like 2 episodes or 3 episodes, and then we decided, let's wind things down for a month and a half.
Yeah.
And then once we started back up again, it was consistent every week until just over a year ago when you had your boo-boo.
Yes. And I mean, I'm saying we didn't miss an episode for 2 births of children and a wedding.
Yeah, come on.
And
give us some credit. I don't know who I'm asking for this credit. I don't.
No. You're right, Steve. I demand the credit. Listen here, mythical internet mob.
Yeah.
This is where we need to be outraged at cancel culture. You and I are being canceled.
Yeah, by culture.
By the culture out there that's so okay with canceling. But yeah, I mean, we have not had anything really interrupt the flow of this outside of what you mentioned. So I would argue, though, that outside of those 2 instances, this was probably the closest we've come.
Definitely.
To missing a week.
By the way, it is Monday, January 17th, 2022, the year of our Lord, the Steve and Kyle podcast. Yes, a very ultra rare Monday record. Typically, we knock this out on a Saturday or a Sunday. But Saturday morning, I got a text from you and then said, we're going to have to push back until tomorrow. I said, all right, no problem. Because we hadn't I don't think we had really discussed what day we were recording it anyway. So it was no big deal.
No, and honestly, I had plans for this weekend. So I had my plan on Friday was to message you and say, hey, can we do very early Saturday, like 8 a.m. so I could be done by whatever. So I'm not going to get too long on exactly what happened. I'll give everybody a rundown of why we're separated to celebrate the monumental 300th episode here. Yeah. Wednesday, Reed, my 3-year-old son, was at daycare. Had a good day. He got picked up and was told by the daycare, the guy who runs it, that 2 kids left sick that day. And I thought, okay,
oh boy,
here we go with the cycle.
Here it comes.
Probably 6 weeks since Reed has been sick from daycare. Let's bring it all back around. We'll do a week and a half of colds in the house, and it'll be super fun. We'll all be grumpy and unpleasant. Mm-hmm. So he goes to daycare Thursday. Those 2 kids weren't there. Picked him up Thursday from daycare, was acting fine up until he didn't want to eat. And then next thing you know, he's kind of laying on the chair, just, wanted someone to sit by me. And while Katie was holding him, just the most projectile vomiting I think I've ever seen out of not just a child, a human.
All right.
That was a sign that, okay, well, he's sick.
Yeah.
But at that point, in our mind, it's still daycare flu, daycare cold, because that stuff just spins around, I guess, until Friday. He does not go to daycare Friday. Katie was up with him, and he was eating, and he said, this doesn't have any taste.
Uh-oh.
And a 3-year-old to mention that, well, not very common. So we were able to get an at-home test, and he tested positive on Friday morning. So, his Thursday and Friday were pretty bad. Just sick. I mean, and I don't know the science on it, Steve. I don't really care because this seems to be so different for everybody, right?
Yeah.
In terms of how bodies handle it and how age groups and everything. So his Friday, Saturday were really bad, but he has been Sunday and now today, like nothing's ever happened.
Perfectly normal.
He is, a terror, just running around. We're isolated at home. Haven't left, no need to. So I didn't take a test, but I'm sick.
Yeah.
And that's all I need to know. I mean, it doesn't matter. Katie and I are pretty positive that we both got it as well. So
yeah, I mean, and if you're not going anywhere, then
yeah. And I mean, we made it, 22, 23 months into this thing with my wife working in the ER at a hospital. Mm-hmm. And of course, one of those little effers at daycare.
Seriously,
the whole house of cards.
Seriously, man,
crashing down.
It's a miracle that you made it as long as you did, just with that, because your wife at her previous job. But we had a little bit of a scare. My sister texted on, I think, Friday morning saying, well, our 22-month undefeated streak has come to a close. My niece, Quinn, tested positive. So then the whole family got, they did the instant test. She tested positive. So then they got the PCR tests, all 4 of them, my sister, my brother-in-law, the 2 kids.
Yeah.
All 4 of the tests came back negative, like my nieces included. So then my sister looked it up, and it turned out that the at-home test that they had done, there was a recall on them because they were providing false positives. It was just
really,
yeah. So I mean,
didn't know that.
On the bright side, none of them have it. She was still sick, obviously, like had a little cold, but yeah, what a mess, man. It's just
maybe
crazy.
Do a little double check. Now you're in my head.
Hey, do it.
And now,
give it a shot.
Maybe I should go take a look and
do it right now.
Maybe take one of those at-home ones I have.
But alas, you're feeling better than yesterday.
Yeah, let's talk about it, Steve. I have an admission to make.
Okay, because I got a text from you yesterday morning saying something like, "This might be the end of the streak," because
it was bad.
You were feeling pretty rough, and I was like, "Hey, no problem at all." Obviously, look, I had a backup co-host on standby. She was ready to be tagged in at any moment, and that was going to co-host with me.
You had someone who was familiar with the show lore. The way it operates.
So look, if you got to get out of here, you just you hit the bricks. I'll call her in.
Right. So Friday, Saturday, I was walking around like a peacock. Okay, chest puffed out, no symptoms. Okay,
COVID's got nothing on you.
Champion. Okay, and I'd be lying if I said on Friday when we found out that he was positive, I wasn't nervous. Heart issues and myocarditis are something that can happen in some percentage of cases, but we've done what we can. I'm double vaccinated and boosted, so
you were probably also a little happy though that the kid took the bullet for you.
Yeah. Big thanks to that. So Friday, Saturday, man, I feel great.
Come on, kid, you're 3. Time to take one for the old man.
That's right. Friday, Saturday, I'm feeling so good. I message up our. My buddy Uper Chris, and we're going to do a little virtual game night because Katie and I, for the most part, feel okay. She had some headache, but overall, it is what it is, very mild.
Yeah.
And so Saturday comes around, we're playing some games. I have a computer, I have a bourbon, I have a second bourbon. What
kind of bourbon do you go with? You go with your Buffalo
Trace?
Yeah,
Buffalo Trace. Have a third bourbon. Have a fourth bourbon.
Okay. All right. Seems excessive at this point.
And that's it. Stop at 4, Steve. I'm not a man of inappropriate activity.
Well, you're a responsible bourbonite.
No question. You don't want to overdo it. You'd be a real idiot if you overdid it. So I did the 4th bourbon. We wrapped up game night, I guess, because between that and me spewing vomit all over the bathroom,
seemed
like a real blur.
Is that the bathroom you just renovated, right? Like last year before?
A couple of years, like 2 or 3 years ago. Yeah. Okay. Toilet, sink, and it was one of those where it would come back every 10 minutes, 5 minutes.
Yep.
And I'm so tired and I'm passing out in there, so I don't remember leaving the bathroom. I don't remember falling asleep on the chair.
Okay.
All I remember is like 7 a.m, waking up and feeling like I went to sleep 20 minutes before that. So
rough night.
I need to confess to you, Steve.
All right.
That while Sunday was hangover induced, I would also like to plead innocence and say that it was also sickness induced because my Sunday was atrocious. It was like, here's your typical hangover symptoms, which, listen, I don't drink much, right? I don't drink a lot. I guarantee you we've both recorded an episode somewhat not feeling great, right? Whether it be hungover or whatever. And I can battle through that. If it's a little stomach issue, it's not a big deal. This was top to bottom. Knees hurt, shoulders killing me, stomach issues, throbbing headache, stuffed up nose, and scratchy throat, like everything. So it was like COVID plus because I was such a buffoon that even though knowing that I was COVID positive, knowing this, I danced with the devil.
You did.
After peacocking around this house for 36 hours, symptom free, I said, you know what? My body's cut out for this.
I got to ask, At any
I got a
point,
14-month ticker, Steve. I got a 14-month-old ticker. This thing can handle anything.
At any point during your barf fest the other night, how many times would you say you actually threw up? Like 3, 4?
6 to 8. No
6
question.
to 8. Okay, so at any point, as you were running into the bathroom, no doubt.
Yeah.
Did you say, I got enough time to take my shirt off? Just like old Steve does before. Because as we know, drunk Steve only pukes with his shirt off.
Only pukes with his... Oh, my God. I can't believe I didn't think of it.
Come on, man.
I'll say this. I have never had, and I believe you and I, because listen, I may have done that. If I had the foresight and the ability to do that, I may have done it now that you mention it, because that, boy, up until this Saturday night, that makes a lot of sense.
It does, right? See, and you and Doug, you mocked me years ago when I talked about how when I was at the amusement park and I was feeling hungover from my Bob Evans breakfast and the numerous
to a buffet,
numerous drinks the night before, and after going on a roller coaster, I went into the amusement park bathroom and barfed in the toilet, but not before taking my shirt off first, because I don't want like puke chunks flying back on me. I got mocked for that.
Well, you still had a day in the park, Steve. So yeah, I mean, obviously.
Right. Not looking so silly now, am I?
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because that is the difference here, right? Whereas you were in a public restroom, flinging your shirt over the stall door, almost like you're in college putting a sock on the doorknob, but in this case, you're vomiting, not trying to get laid.
Right. Yeah. The two. Yeah. Do not confuse the two.
Yeah. I was in the privacy of my own bathroom. And listen, I'm happy to reignite this debate on the poll, and I'll put it up there.
Okay, good.
Because I'm curious. I'll find some way to phrase that.
Yeah.
But I've never had this case before, Steve, and maybe you can relate a little bit to this. Now I was drunk, and I knew it. Trying to go to bed, you're kind of bumping into the edges of everything you see. Like, you forget a wall's there. You forget the dog was there. You forget everything, right? So this was one where, and I don't even remember being there, but apparently I plugged my phone in, or Katie plugged my phone in, and I was on that side of the bedroom. And I looked up and kind of shook my head and went, "Whoa," and started fast walking out of the bathroom. And Katie goes, "Are you going to throw up?" And I said, "Uh-huh." And this was literally out of a movie, with my hand over my mouth.
Okay. Yeah.
Into the bathroom door, trying to hold on to what vomit has started coming.
And you probably,
what hasn't.
Did you even think, because in that situation, it's only happened a couple of times, but I've always been pissed at myself after the fact that when running into the bathroom, instead of trying to put the toilet seat up and barf into the toilet, that I didn't just go straight for the shower.
Right.
Much easier cleanup. At some point, we don't have a ton of time this week, but at some point, remind me next week to tell you my Double J Resort story from when Annette and I first met. We had been dating for 3 weeks, maybe. Incredible barf story that I look forward to telling you about one day.
Did we want to open the phones to incredible barf stories?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
We'll take your calls right now. 1-888-BARF.
I think we're a couple numbers short, but that's all right. Won't let that stop us.
We can make it whatever we want.
Boy, it's I don't even know. What are we going to get to today? Because we're all thrown off. We're probably only going to be recording for another 15 minutes or so, 15, 20 minutes maybe. Just because everything, like I said, our schedule's all thrown off. But what do we want to absolutely get to?
Oh boy. I don't really have anything in the hopper, Steve.
Well, I'm 2 movies in, as you know, on hashtag Steve's movie reviews.
Gosh. Well, we need that. That's a must. We can't miss a week of that. We're on a obvious self-induced deadline on that for no certain date or time, but
no reason.
We need to get to that.
Yeah. Yeah, this was.
Yes, I did want to wrap up though and say that we are doing well. We're fine. The positive test came came Friday morning. So we are following the isolation rules, and I see no reason there won't be an episode next week. Now, whether that's virtual or in person, that's to be determined, and we'll discuss that later. But yeah, this one's going to be a little shorter this week, which is sorry. I feel like crap still, but we wanted to get something out because, again, if the birth of children isn't going to stop it, I'm not going to let this stop it as well. But I should say that now, after seeing my 3-year-old son be this sick and have those issues for, granted, a shorter time, day and a half, if you are still anti-vaccine, like because my son can't.
Sure,
he's 3. He's not in the guidelines. So if you're not doing what you can to help this sickness from afflicting those who can't do anything to prevent it, you can go f*** yourself, f*** your mother.
Oh, wow.
And f*** your mother's mother.
Okay.
And everybody she knows.
Anyone else on that list?
Nope, just the lineage.
Okay.
Just that lineage straight down the mother's row.
The mother's row.
And I apologize because this is not an explicit podcast.
No.
But this is aggravating. It's very aggravating. Like I said, we made it 22 months. So for it to be upended now, largely by groups of people who could do something to help prevent this, yes, I'm a bit upset.
Yeah. As
now we pay the price, and my wife and her new job, and she can't really go into what she's supposed to do. So yeah, wrenches in everybody's life. We're not the only ones.
Your wife is now
carry that sentiment with you.
Your wife is now prevented from going into her job where she helps sick people.
Yeah. I mean, a job she started 3 months ago to leave this environment that was a bit toxic in hospitals. So yeah, it's been a fun few days. We don't have we're not used to the estate of Steve, so we don't have as large of a home.
Look.
So yeah, you kind of run into each other.
Yeah, I mean, I'm downstairs in the western basement wing.
That's right. You get a draft down there?
What's that?
You get a draft down there?
Yeah.
The breeze?
Yeah.
From the bay windows?
Of course. Yeah, of course.
Hey, thank you guys very much. So you and Annette and Evelyn were kind enough to drop a little gift off on the porch for us. That was very much appreciated. Reed has been a very big fan, so big a fan, in fact, that he folded the board game board backwards and snapped it in half in 3 hours.
It was it was Chutes and Ladders, right?
It was Chutes and Ladders, which is honestly when Reed took it out of the bag, because Katie got it off the porch and gave it to Reed. And what's the first thing any kid's gonna do?
Rip it open.
They see a gift bag, they're gonna rip it up. So he sees a board game, and I'm like, oh boy, because he's gonna want to play it. But listen, every board game is out of that age group's element.
Yeah,
except
Chutes and Ladders.
And so you're able to teach him, and he's able to play, and he understands most of what he's looking at and how it works. And, obviously he's a kid. He loves the spinner, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, we're taking care of it. One of the times we played right away. It couldn't have been 2.5, 3 hours after you left, Steve. And he's folding it and snap right in the middle. So now there is a duct tape lined Chutes and Ladders board game that is sitting upstairs waiting for us to play as soon as I get wrapped up recording here.
Yeah, but I mean, what game that you have in your house right now, or what toy or book in your house right now as a father of a young child does not have some kind of hack repair job on it?
It's unbelievable.
Everything does.
Not only that, Steve, you give up on your own items.
Yeah.
You give it things that you thought you cherished. You realize it's a lost cause.
Things that things I used to be so proud of, just a simple thing like when you do a little project around the house, or say you paint a bedroom or something, or touch up paint on the trim. You're like, man, that looks beautiful. There's no point in doing it anymore. Because I was walking down our hallway yesterday. I was like, I don't know, why are there handprints just everywhere?
I have no earthly idea how I'm going to sell this house when the time comes.
No.
What am I going to do? Boot him out?
You just have to hope that you're selling to understanding people who get it.
This is my neighborhood trash admission right now to you.
Oh boy, what do you got?
And this is just you and me, right?
Yeah. Nobody else is here. Wait, are we? Now I know that you're not in a Zach, but are we going into Zach?
Sure, we might as well. Absolutely.
In a cul-de-sac, a little up the road, there's a guy named Steve who you may or may not know. His neighbors knew him from his side gig show. When Steve moved in, away they all go. The birders, the widow, and the volleyball players. The silent neighbors and the secret layer. Just wave your hand, just wave your hand. Got a folding card table and 2 microphones. Got 2 dead neighbors, the others moved away. Got a folding card table and 2 microphones.
All right, we're in the Zach now. It's just us.
Just you and me. All right.
Yeah.
So we've had a slider door, that goes out to your deck, and then we have a screen door after that. Mm-hmm. And it's been here since the house started. Since we bought the house however many years ago, and since the house started, it actually came where the property was. They built the house around it. Mm-hmm. That one of the track wheels on the bottom, right?
Yeah.
This thing now hooks. So there's 4 wheels on kind of bearings, right? Is that what you'd refer to them as?
Yeah, exactly.
Discs. And they line up in the top and the bottom of the track of your door frame, and it slides open and shut. Everybody who owns a home or has seen a screen door knows this. One of those tracks or one of those discs on the bottom, since we bought the house, has been just destroyed. Mm-hmm. Like shredded on the bottom, and I don't know what to do. I don't know. I mean, can I just replace that thing?
You can.
I mean, you know me, and my first thought was buy a new door.
Well, can you replace it? Yeah. Probably not.
Okay.
Can it be replaced? Absolutely.
Seems like it'd be easy, right? You think I should give this a shot?
I've done it before. I did it at the last house.
All right. Well, this is perfect. You just go get the parts. Mm-hmm. You drop them in my mailbox, and I'll record a quick video and do it.
The problem with it is you have to take the door completely off and take the bottom apart to see what kind of bearings and wheels it has. Then put the door back on. Go to the store or order the parts, then take the door back off and do it all. Yeah. Okay.
So just buy a new door.
Yeah, buy a new door. It's door season. Get a good deal.
Yeah, you know what they say. Best time of year to buy a door?
January.
Mid-January. Always. Second best time? Black Friday.
Yeah, of course.
Everybody's focused on the TVs. Don't even know the door sales that are going on.
No.
Well, good news for me at least, because the door being off, no problem there. It's been off for 4 days because we opened that screen door.
Yeah.
Or you open the slider door, then the screen door. Well, a lot of the times the dogs are a little antsy to get out. They're pushing to get out. Or sometimes Reed is trying to open the door and he doesn't open it, straight enough, and that little disc isn't perfect. Mm-hmm. So it pops off the track. Mm. And I have now been too lazy to put it back on the track as we were at, 6 degrees in some mornings and stuff in this area.
You're talking just the screen door, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So
I thought
you come over to this house?
This whole time I thought you were talking about the actual door and that you just had no door on the back of your house.
So I've just got a screen door leaning up against the house. A couple times a day, it blows over in the wind.
Why don't you just lay it down?
I actually go out there and pick it back up and lean it up against the house. But I don't fix it. I don't put it back on the track.
That is very trashy. I'm proud of you.
It is.
I'm very proud of you.
I've never felt more garbagey than when I just kind of thought of that a few minutes ago. There's no question that a leaning screen door against the house is neighborhood trash, and I'll put that on the poll as well.
Oh, definitely.
But I think I'm going to have to get a new door because that thing's aggravated me long enough. So I just measure it?
Yeah.
And buy one that size?
Yeah, that's all you do, man.
And just pop her right on, right? Like it should be that. Do I need to call a doorman?
Again, can it be done? Yes. Can you do it?
I mean, it's a screen door.
Yeah.
Right? What could be so hard?
Something, I like that attitude. You get out there. You don't need no doorman.
I'm going to you know what? That's it. Here it is. By the time next week, by the time we record.
Oh boy.
I will either have...
Sounds like you're setting a deadline that I would normally set.
Nope, it's happening. I will either have a new door, or the door will be right where it is right now.
That's not really making much of a commitment.
Let me give you a third option. I'll have put it back on again, watched it be knocked off again, and then set it against the house again.
Boy, I don't know. That's a lot of work. I can't see you doing that much.
Are you telling me the screen door is even above my grade? Boy, that is a real kick in the gut in terms of, because I'm looking at that and I'm like, well, yeah, I'm going to fold this thing up and jam it in the trash can. I'm going to have the new one. I'm going to take it out of a box. It's going to be the perfect size. It's going to be pre-screened. And I'm just going to go, boopity boop on the track, sliding back and forth.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I'll be interested to hear how it goes, though.
Well, if you want to swing by, just throw your T-shirt over your mouth and come on in. And,
help you out with it.
Help me out, yeah. Actually, and by help me out, I mean just have the door there.
Just do it.
Just go ahead and take the reins.
All right, we are kind of up against it here. Do you want to get to this movie review, or do you want? Yes, we can always push it till next week. But I want to try and. I mean, we're only 1 week into this. I'd like to try and not get off schedule already.
I don't want to double up next week, Steve. I want to hear your thoughts on 2008's The Incredible Hulk.
All right, The Incredible Hulk. Edward Norton plays Bruce Banner, who is a former scientist for the Army, and now he works in a green soda factory in Brazil. He cuts his finger, and blood gets in the green soda, and he poisons Stan Lee. Can you believe that? In his scientist days, he was developing a shot to make super soldiers or something like that, but he tested it out on himself, and now he became radioactive or something, and if his heart rate gets too high, if his pulse starts getting real too high, he turns into the Incredible Hulk. That's where probably where the name of the movie comes from. The government wants to catch him. But it's cool though, because his computer friend, Mr. Blue, he's gonna stop him. He's gonna he's gonna help him if he just sends the data from the experiment. So while looking for that, he bumps into his old flame, Liv Tyler, who is now dating the guy from Modern Family. But then there's the evil army general who is, spoiler alert. Oh man! Oh jeez! Did I run out of time again?
No. That thing was only 30 seconds. Keep going.
So the evil army general, he is Liv Tyler's dad. Whoa! Seems like a major conflict of interest. He wants Bruce dead, so he makes the army shoot him with a sound wave cannon. But whatever. Yeah. That doesn't work, and explosions happen, and then there's an absurd amount of helicopter crashes for no reason. And then there's this other army bad guy who took the same shot.
Bad guys.
And now he's kind of a poverty Hulk, but he got beat up, but then he was back to normal in a day. So he's not really a poverty Hulk, so he's doing okay. But Mr. Blue made an antidote that was supposed to make the Hulk not hulky anymore, but then the bad guy takes Bruce's anti-antidote and becomes the new Super Hulk, which is pretty crazy. So Bruce jumps out of the helicopter and goes back to fight the new Hulk in one of the most terribly acted scenes I have ever witnessed in my entire life. Lots of smashes and explosions and bad catch. Hold on. Right.
That was just another 30 seconds.
Yeah, so lots of smashes and explosions and bad catchphrases later. Bruce's Hulk defeats the English accent Hulk. Then Tony Stark shows up and he tells the army general that they're forming a new gang, and that is the Incredible Hulk.
Let me, I think... No, you're right. I mean,
did I miss something?
No. That was accurate as could be. Mr. Blue, the guy from Modern Family, anti-serum. What'd you call him? Garbage Hulk.
Poverty Hulk.
Poverty Hulk. Hulk. All those characters. Liv Tyler, as you mentioned. I think you nailed all of that. Right on the head. I did forget about the Robert Downey Jr. cameo.
Yeah.
In a follow-up, Steve, from last week, I need to ask.
Oh, I never went back and watched the scene.
Oh, for the love
of... Okay. I'll do that. I'm I'll keep it to 60 seconds for next week, I promise, when I review the bonus footage.
Well, if I remember, this one right here was only like 70 seconds, so you were pretty close.
Yeah. I can honestly say,
the bonus
though,
footage, by the way, is it's like 60 seconds. It will not take you very long.
Well, you know me. Not very short-winded when it comes to talking about my favorite genre of movies.
Right. So,
I have some questions about The Incredible Hulk.
Sure, hit me.
First of all, mainly, this was my main issue with it. Why, in some scenes, does the Hulk look like he's 75 feet tall, and then in other scenes, you look at him and think like he could barely dunk a basketball?
Yeah, you see that a lot. I think they try to explain it off or to imply that he's like in between transitioning to Hulk or from Hulk. But in reality, I have a feeling it's like, I think it's the same way if you watch a Godzilla or a King Kong too, right?
Yeah.
Like in one, you see a girl walk up to Godzilla or King Kong, and it's like he's 30 feet tall, yet he can lean down and sniff her hair. Because everybody knows King Kong's a creep. Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Yet the other one, he's like 45 stories up on a New York skyscraper, and that's just him standing. So I think a lot of filmmakers struggle with that because they want to make them larger than life and like, hey, look at this guy. He's a a behemoth and he'll never be stopped. And then the next one, it's like, well, he has to talk to Tony Stark. He can't be 60 feet in the air.
Sure.
While Tony is a 6'2" human. But yes, your complaint, that is noted and acknowledged as very true. Yeah,
it was very strange. But yeah, so now we're two movies down. Where I got 25 to go. 25 to go, Steve. I need your official ranking for 2008's Edward Norton starring The Incredible Hulk. Okay, what did I give the movie last week? What did I give Iron Man? Let me see. I have it pulled up. I think it was like 2 thumbs up, right? No, Steve. I have the official ranking. Mm-hmm. It was 1 thumb and about 9:30 on a clock. Okay. Hard to dispute. Okay. I mean, honestly. All right. So sticking to that same scale, I will give. I don't want to pigeonhole you. No. You rank this however you feel fit. Okay. So 2008's The Incredible Hulk, I will give a rating of dismal garbage. Okay. That is noted. I can't wait to officially unveil the Steve's Marvel movie ranking list when we've done all 27, because that's a nice logical step. Yeah, I feel like that has T-shirt material written all over. It's gonna look like a band tour shirt. Now, I just want to clarify, as I am recording this ranking on our document here, you said dismal garbage, not dismal piece of garbage. No, just dismal of garbage. It doesn't deserve more words than the 2 that I gave it. Goes to you might be shocked now, Steve. I know you're not behind the scenes on all the goings on of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Not yet. Give me 25 more weeks and I'll be all caught up. This filming did not go well. Okay. And notoriously difficult Edward Norton was notoriously difficult, which will lead to him in coming movies. And you'll see this, you'll watch it live, being replaced as Bruce Banner on the Hulk. Spoiler alert. You'll notice that. Yeah, I should have warned you. I didn't. I hope you didn't get too attached to Edward Norton and Liv Tyler. Boy, that scene in the helicopter when he's gonna when he realizes that the Poverty Hulk is now taken over, and the general's like, "We need you, soldier. You got to go get him for us." And then he says, "Open the door," and then he just jumps out of the helicopter, not knowing if he still has Hulk powers or not. Sure. No, man. It's all for the love of God and country. What a miserable movie that was. I mean, I loved it. It was great. It had a lot of good... On the docket for you, Steve, next week is... So this is so weird to look back because it's such a... early time in the Marvel Universe. Obviously, you're only 2 in. There was no shared universe created yet, right? So their character was Iron Man.
and obviously Incredible Hulk was intended to be the next big addition, but he wasn't. Next week is 2010's Iron Man 2.
Oh, good.
And
that sounds
if you
great.
thought the Incredible Hulk was bad.
Oh, no. I heard good things. I think I've seen this one. I thought it was good.
Huh. Well, if you're curious to see the very last thing Mickey Rourke did that was relevant, you're in luck.
Yeah, because that's the one where he's at the race, like the...
Yes.
What the hell is it called?
So this is his last hurrah.
Okay.
I would still say it's better than the Incredible Hulk, but it is, in terms of the Marvel Pantheon, it is in the bottom quarter, and I don't know that it's necessarily close.
All right, well, we'll be back next week with one of my very quick 60-second movie
In and out,
reviews.
man. You hit that post like a champion.
Perfect. Thank you for following along with that, by the way. I'm posting little teasers every week as I'm watching the movies, so if you want to follow along with me, just follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, at Steve and Kyle. You'll see what movie I'm watching that week. Maybe watch along with me and tell me your thoughts, will you?
Yeah, Steve's Marvel movie reviews. I think that's a decent hashtag we could probably utilize online.
Absolutely.
Right? Steve's Marvel movie reviews.
Yeah.
As we enjoy this journey here, 25 more to go, as you get to enjoy this immersion into a superhero universe.
All right, so hopefully we will be together once again next week. If not, we have miraculously figured out Zoom. Just 2 years into a pandemic where everybody uses it, we have got it down. You hear everything I'm hearing. I hear everything you're hearing.
I don't know why we don't record this way every week.
It's because I'm an idiot, and I didn't realize that the one plug that I've had this whole time, if I just plug it in, makes everything work.
How about that?
Yeah.
Miracles, those plugs. All of them.
All right, again, at Steve and Kyle, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We will talk to you next week.
See ya.